सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। So, I wish you all a year 2025 filled with happiness, prosperity for you and your families, extended families. So New Year is a good time actually, because we want to just appreciate the lives we had. I don't know how many of us get the time to do that, but just kind of look back and say, okay, last year, how was it? Last year also, I started with the New Year only. This is not the only New Year. Every past year we had peace. So, so okay, what about last year? Also, we wished, somebody wished you, you wished other people and all. So what happened? Okay, let's take stock of the whole thing. What happened? Some unpleasant things happened. Pleasant things also happened. And so take stock of all that. And unpleasant things happened. Now, what did I become of those unpleasant things? Am I trying to prevent all unpleasant things in my life? Well, I tried to do that before also, and still I experienced sadness and all kinds of situations. Yeah, so things happen. Things happen. But a prayer is required. Prayer is absolutely required, I'm telling you. Without prayer, I think we will all be nobody, really speaking. Prayer is the greatest kavacha for us, because it keeps us grounded. In my opinion, it just keeps us grounded. Anything above the ground or below the ground, we are not normal. Prayer keeps us normal. We are looking to be normal people. And so, some kind of check is good to have. Did I, how did I mature in the last year? Did I do anything that I can write about? That I can write and say, okay, here is one thing I did last year. One thing, that's all, that I'm happy about. And we help somebody. That also is good. Everything that's good, just write it down. Sometimes we just need to write down these things. Otherwise, we forget all these things. We start, negativity can come. And so, write down the good things I did. Yes, I did this. I went to this many temples also. Never before I did it, I did it. I went to these classes. I helped people in this manner. I was more, I tried my best to be more compassionate with my family, children. I made an effort to speak better with my children. Okay, that's great accomplishment. I made an effort to, you know, to relate with my spouse, husband, wife. All these are great, great accomplishments. Because when you look at it, then you are inspired by your own accomplishment. See, see, we are inspired by many people, but we can be inspired by ourselves also. Atma Kripa, it's called. Atma Kripa. So I look at myself, yeah, I'm capable of doing all these things. Then I just build on it. So I wish you all once again very well for this 2025. We thought 2000 was a big thing. Oh, 2000, 1999 to 2000. Those who were, you know, born before 2000. And so 2000. Now it's 2025. 25 years have passed since 2000. Those days they said this Y2K. I don't know how many of you remember all this. Y2K. And this whole world was scared about Y2K. They thought planes were going to fall down. And I also laughed at it until I found that I was actually traveling 1999, December 2031. I'm traveling up there. Lufthansa flight I'm taking. I ended up, this is my karma, Karma. See how you can't control these things. You just can't control. And I said, wow. So what's going to happen? So anyway, the journey was smooth and all that. They said all this programming and all that. There some problems. They said I forgot now what Y2K is. All this they lose track of time and whatnot and all this. Anyway, everything ended well. And so we are good at creating problems also, I think. I think we are not just problem solvers, we are problem creators also. We have solved one problem and then create two problems. But I think we want to start with a breath of fresh air and with a prayerful start to the day and to the week and to the month and to the year. And we look forward to we look forward to the future, and we seek the blessings of our acharyas who have spent so much on life, thinking about life. And they may not have had the comforts we have, but we are beginning to realize that comforts are only a part of the life. And there's a big part that's about life itself and what it means and how important it is for me to understand life the way they understood it. I want to understand the way they understood it. Everybody has an idea of life. But so, with that prayerful start, on that prayer, let's begin our class today. Best wishes, 2025 wishes. All right, let's chant Ramuji. Sarva Siddhanta
सर्ववेदान्त सिद्धान्त
Gocharam Tamagocharam
गोचरं तमगोचरम्
Govindam Paramanandam
गोविन्दं परमानन्दम्
Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham
सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्
Durlabham Trayamevaitat
दुर्लभं त्रयमेवैतत्
Devanugrahetukam
देवानुग्ररहेतुकम्
Manusyatvam Mumukshutvam
मनुष्यत्वं मुमुक्षत्वं
Mahapurusha Samshrayaha
महापुरुषसंश्रयः
Labdhva Katanchit
लब्ध्वा कथञ्चित्
Narajanma Durlabham
नरजन्म दुर्लभम्
Tatrapi Pumstvam
तत्रापि पुंस्त्वम्
Shruti Paradarshanam
कृतिपारदर्शनम्
Yaswatma Muktyai
यस्वात्ममुक्तै
Nayate Tamudadhihi
एतमूढधीः
Sahyatmaha
सः सह्यात्म आत्मा
Sahyatmahaswam
सह्यात्म आत्मा स्वम्
Vinihantya Sadgrahat.
निहन्त्य सद्ग्रहात्.
Yeah. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya starts this grantha by praising the human birth. Durlabham trayame vaitate manushyatvam, he said. So here also praise of human birth is talked about. And Kathanchit Janma, Narajanma, Durlabham Narajanma Labdhva. Some Katham in Sanskrit means how. How? How did he come today? How did he come? Did he take flight or train, Vande Bharat or what? No, that is katham. Kathanchit means somehow. 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 Somehow what happened? Nara durlabham narajanma. Labdva. Labdham, you can say labdham. So somehow this person has got a human birth. Somehow. Why somehow? Why should he say somehow? You know what that somehow is really speaking? Karmana, swakarmana really speaking. So leave our karma can result in all these things. But he's saying kathachit because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Gahana karmano gati means what? This karma you can't figure out what's how this karma works. We can't figure out because there's too many factors. Billions and billions of factors are there, and past karmas also are too many. And so you can't really figure out what is precipitating, what are the key past karmas that are influencing and resulting into this life. Therefore, he says, don't get into this business of my karma, my karma, my karma. Yes, your karma only it is, but leave it at that. Talk about the beauty of human birth. Let's understand why it's a beautiful thing, and then let's move forward. Okay, and so that's why he just says Katanchit. Somehow we got human birth. Katanchit, and our Chandrasekhar Bharati ji, who is the guru of the Sannidhanam of Sringeri Matha right now. So he writes a commentary to this. So he gives a quotes a shloka. You know what he says? Shubhair apnoti devatvam. Shubhair apnoti devatvam, he says. Means what? Okay. Next Janma, what is it going to be? Some clues are given. Some clues. 100% punya. Means punya is just too much punyam is there. Too much good deeds the person has done and accumulated. What will happen? That person will acquire Devaloka. Will go to any of the Devalokas. Suvaha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam, many of the Devalokas. Why? Because Devaloka is a Bhogaloka. Bhogaloka means what? Pure enjoyment lokas. They are pure enjoyment. All these mosquitoes and all won't be there. And you don't have to worry about air conditioning and this cooler and this. Nothing you have to worry about. You just have to live. That's all. Do you know how to live? Oh, that's it. Over. Just to stay. Do you know how to forget live also? Do you know how to stay? Just be. Yeah, that's it. Be. And the Loka will take care of everything. Automatically, all dance parties, you don't have to organize anything. All dances will be going on. No donations you have to give. Nothing. So that's called Bhoga Shariram. Okay, what did he say? Shubhaihi apnoti devatvam. Shubhaihi means what? Hey, by this punyaihi, the punyas will give this devaloka. Okay. Then he says, Nishiddhaihi narakim tanum. Nishiddhaihi means what? Hey, if I have kept on doing things that I was not supposed to do, Nishiddhaihi means prohibited actions. A guy is used to doing all these other things. Then what happens? Narakim tanum. It's a body that is sitting in Narakaloka. Naraka. Naraka means one of the nether. I don't know why they call it Netherlands. Suddenly Netherlands has come to my mind because Nether Loka, no? Nether is down. So anyway, one of the Nether Lokas, he goes to, that person gets that kind of a birth. Then Ubhabhyam Punya Papabhyam. But then if neither 100% Punyam or 100% Papam, if it is neither of these two, then what happens? Then Ubhabhyam Punya Papabhyam. Both Punya and Papa is there. It's called Mishra. 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 That's why we have the last name Mishra. Last name Mishra, don't say they live in UP, Bhaiya. All this you should not say. Mishra in Vedanta means very simple. Punya Papa Mishra. That is, we are all Mishras. Don't think you are Iyer, you are Gupta and all. That's all fine. You keep your name. Please keep your name. Don't give up your name. But we are all Mishras. We are all Mishras. Why? Because we are all product of Punyam and Papam. Okay. Ubhabhyam, Punya Papabhyam. Means from the mixture of these two, then what? Manushyattvam labhate naraha. Naraha Manushyatvam Labhate. Naraha means what? Here, Naraha doesn't mean man or human being. Jiva. Jiva gains Manushyatvam. Manushyatvam Labhate Naraha. Okay? Where it is from, I don't know. So that's what he quotes. So that is what he's saying here. Labdhva katanchit narajanma. Katanchit. Now, why is he's going to say it's he already said it's a great thing. Durlabham. Here also he says Durlabham. Why does he say Durlabham? Because Patala Loka, if I go, it's going to be a struggle. Constant struggle. Constant struggle. And the question of thinking about life and all doesn't arise at all. What about at least in the Lokana, if I go, I should be a comfortable life, no? Yeah, it is so comfortable that the person will get lost in this bhoga, in this world of bhoga, and therefore, then also there is no chance. No chance of asking questions about where did I come from? What is all this life about? Is this enjoyment all about life? Did any of us ask when it's really having a great time? Is life all about having a great time? Did any of us ask that question? You went for a picnic and all with your family and everything. You are having a great time. Isn't it boring to have a great time? What if this great time ends? Then what will I do? What will we all do? Will we be sad? Like this, nobody asks all these questions. Okay, same thing. Upar, when we go to the Swarga Lokas and all, there's no chance. The only chance is when there is Mishra. Mishra Janma is there. Then only we can ask this question, and therefore Shankaracharya says Durlabham. Durlabham. Otherwise, anybody can be anything, anywhere. And so each jiva is better, is okay, give or take something. But here, Durlabham, because Manushyatvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Samshraya, and all we saw earlier. So, Katanchit Durlabham Narajanma Labdva. Narajanma is Napumsakam. That's why he says Durlabham. This Sanskrit. All right. Then what? Then Tatrapi, in addition, not just Manushyatvam, he's saying the same thing he said in the previous shloka, but in slightly different language, emphasizing a few other things. Okay. Tatrapi pumstvam, he says. Pumstvam. Literal translation of pumsam is being born as a man. Now you're all looking and saying, my goodness, what is this? And I thought men and women are created equal. And now he's saying you have to be born as a man to study, to ask all these questions about moksha and Vedanta. Hey, our people, our Vedas have nothing to do with gender completely. What did we say the qualifications for studying Vedanta? All this Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadamadi, Shatka Sampatti, and Mumukshutva. Okay, if I didn't detailedly talk about it, okay, we'll see it. Viveka means Atmanatma Viveka, related to Buddhi only. Vairagyam also is here. Vairagyam is not in the body, it's there in the mind. Mind only decides how many more rasgullas I should eat. Body doesn't care. All body is doing is, oh my God, more rasgullas coming. Oh, 10th rasgulla, my God, what am I going to do? Where am I going to store all this sugar? That's what this guy is worried about. But this guy is just saying he doesn't care about all these things. So that's all here. All right. So, pumstvam. Pumstvam is what? Hey, manliness and all. Some translations you see, it's all awkward translations. Manliness, being born as a man, all this they say. Hey, I'll tell you one thing. Man-made means what? Man-made. Man-made means man, made by a male person. No, it's not made by male person. Man-made means human-made. That's what it is. Man means human. So here, look at it that way. We have to carefully interpret these shlokas, otherwise we'll get lost somewhere. So, uh, humanly qualities, humanity, those words you have to bring. Qualities which make a person human. and then push it a little more. Look at all the qualities people have, okay, which Krishna already talked about. Amanitvam, adambhitvam, ahimsa, kshanti. Amanitvam, guy who doesn't gloat about himself herself. Adambhitvam, no pretension at all. Simple. Pretension. Person is very simple to deal with. We say, we are very happy. Really accomplished, but so simple. Okay. Adambhitvam, ahimsa. Person who doesn't hurt. Kayena vacha manasa. Doesn't hurt. Okay. That person. Ahimsa, kshantihi. You feel good in the presence of such people because they are accommodating. Their character is such that you just feel like just going there. You feel very happy in their presence. So all these things, quality. This is what is pumstvam. This is pumstvam that Shankara is talking here. Amanitvadi. Okay. And you can also say emotional maturity. Mature person. So all these asaktirana vishwangaha putradara grihadishu. My mind is lost in all this putra, dara, and griha. Three things is all Krishna says there. Adishu. Putra means children. Dara means wife and husband. Griha, home. Over. This is it. Our life is revolving around these three. Yes or no? Please tell me. This is all the three things in our mind. Is there anything beyond this? No, no. What about my office and all? It's all griham only. It's a family. Bring everything back to the family. My boss is also creating problems for me. Okay, good. So bring all that. Doesn't matter. Just we make the list. The list won't be big. It won't be a big list. For our people, maybe a big list, but finally, categories only a few. Uttaradhara Grihadesha. So I'm just lost in this. And they take up all my time. And so that emotional dependence on so many things, inability to let go, letting go, things that are happening, let go, let go. Yeah. The ups and downs will be there. Ups and downs are there for me to appreciate that there are something called ups and downs. And the things I'm seeking, Artha and Kama, thanks to Vedanta, we appreciate this, the Purusharthas, Dharmartha, Kama, Moksha. Okay. And so this Artha is like that. Kama is like that. Dharma is future Artha and future Kama is also the same thing, same category. Name also, same category. And so it's going to be up and down. Despite doing the great things, despite doing so much charity, God is doing this to me. This idea we have to come out of. Slowly we have to come out of. So this is pumsvam. Get that? Pumsvam means mature person. Person says this is how life is. Therefore, what should I do? If life is like this, should I simply put up with all this? Yeah, put up with this, but ask why the life is like this. Is there something more to life than this? This question I have to ask. Minimum, this I have to ask. Is there any meaning to this life I'm leading? That I have to ask. Great. Only a Mishra can ask that question. Only a Manushya can ask that question. Okay. Pumstvam. And so don't get lost in this. Putradhara Grihadishu. And very important. Putradhara is so important. You know, somebody told me, a person is single and say 60 years old or something. And is studying Vedanta and all. Suddenly, something happened, and he says, "You know, I'm not qualified for all this." He's very good. Still, he says, "No, you people have family, parents, hospital. You're going to hospital, doing this, worrying about children's education. Every day you're struggling. I didn't have any struggle at all." This is what he's saying. I didn't have any struggle. I got everything too easy. Now it's no. I'm a cheat. And he started thinking like that. And he's now saying, God is punishing me. This is what he's saying. He was saying. So that means what? Everything has a value. Everything has a value. Suddenly it came to me. But we have to do that. There's a purpose for all these things. And so let's not get carried away by these things. Good things, don't get carried away. Not so good things also, don't get bogged down by it. Be prayerful. Prarthana is always there. Ishvara Anugraha is there. He talked about it in the last shloka. All right. So therefore, tatra api pumstvam shruti para darshanam. One more thing is, he said two things, right? Manushyattvam, he said, then pumstvam, he said, emotional maturity, and then shruti para darshanam. And then this guy is blessed with one more thing. What is that one more thing? Shruti Veda para darshanam. Means what? Two ways to interpret this. One way is that this guy is a Vedic, he knows all about the Vedas. He knows about Karma Kanda. Two things are there, Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda in the Vedas. Karma Kanda, he is very religious. He's done all the duties. He's a family person. He knows all the Nitya Karma, Naimittika Karma without fail he does. And he is very good at this also. Shruti Para Darshan, he knows the value of all these things. He started to his children also and many others also. He knows it. Okay. That is one way to look at this. Person, person, person is knows all the Vedic chants. But then he doesn't. He's stuck with Karma Kanda. Did not go to Jnana Kanda. The time that Shankara lived, that was the thing he observed. Everybody was stuck with karma. Couldn't move away from karma. Okay. And so here also, Shruti Para Darshanam, this guy is Shruti Karma Kanda Darshanam. Karma Kanda Darshanam. Para means the end, the complete. Or this guy has gone beyond that also. Second interpretation. Shruti Para means what? Hey, the culmination of the Shruti. The culmination of the Shruti is Upanishad. Jnana Kanda. Upanishad. And so that also this guy knows moksha purushartha. He knows there is something called moksha. He also knows that karma is good for certain things. Karma for comfort, but karma not for moksha. That also he knows. And even comfort sometimes karma need not give because of past karma. Okay. And so this guy knows all these things. Then you ask him what happened. So you've done everything. And तो मोक्षा के लिए कुछ कर रहे हैं आप? हाँ, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. You don't have time for moksha? Is that what you're saying? Then what do you have time for? No, you don't ask me all that. I don't have. I'm busy right now. I'm busy. And so this busy idea is there. I don't have time. Shankaracharya. This is Shankaracharya only. Don't think we are saying it. Balastavat krida saktaha, tarunastavat taruni saktaha, vriddhastavat chinta saktaha, parame brahmani kopina saktaha. This is not our idea. This is Shankaracharya has told 2500 years back. Boy doesn't have time. These playful boys and girls, they don't have time. You ask them, they don't have time because they're not yet gone to school and all. They're just busy outside. They don't come home at all. Home is only for eating. Amma, I'm hungry. Give me something to eat. That's all over. That's all they want. Mother is also happy. And then over. Then what about then what happens? School, etc. Still playful. No time. No, definitely no time for homework. Homework तो time ही नहीं है. Afterwards, what happens? These days, these boys and girls are saying, "I'm busy." They're saying, "I'm busy, uncle." I said, "You're busy, really? You're busy doing what?" No, homework is there, and all these quiz exams are all coming up. So these boys, young people are also talking using the word busy. We never use the word busy, but everybody has become busy. So balastavat krida saktaha. That guy is busy, just playing. Krida me. And then what? Tarunastavat taruni sakta. So when they go to college and all that, then they are busy. Busy because he has good friends, All his friends are keeping him very busy. Taruna, Taruni and all that. And then Vriddha, then after retirement, then what? So now at least he must be free, correct? Retired people should be free. And you ask them, they're also saying they're busy. And you ask them, you probe a little bit, then you find out. Then you find out what the problem is. Chinta Sakta. Chinta. I'm worried about so many things. Children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, marriage. I don't know how he's not doing properly. Where is he? He's in New Zealand. Yeah, what is your connection with New Zealand? You are in Coimbatore, correct? Yes or no? Why are you worried about New Zealand right now? They have their own problems. They'll solve the problem. You're not a New Zealander. Are you a New Zealander? You're not a New Zealander. Do you know their culture? No. Do you know anything about Aborigines? No. Do you know their languages? No. Do you know the laws and regulations of New Zealand? No. Nothing you know. Then what you're worried about that? Are they going to consult you? Is the New Zealand government going to consult you? You're an expert in something? No. Nothing. Why are you worried about all that? I don't know. So this is called Chinta Saktaha. That's it. So whole life is gone. He says, Parame Brahmani Kopina Saktaha. Param Brahma Asti Kopi Na Chintayati. Poor Brahma is so depressed now. Nobody wants me like that. So therefore, Shruti Para Darshanam, two interpretations we talked about, right? All right. One who has mastery over Karma Kanda is very good. And Dharma also clear. And or the other person who has an idea of moksha. This guy doesn't have any idea of moksha. Even though he'll chant Rudram and all the Upanishad also he'll chant, but meaning not known, nothing. Nothing is known. And for Abhisheka he will use. Just for Abhisheka. Chant all these things. But Vishnu Sahasranamam, every word is loaded. Every word is loaded. My God, when am I going to understand all this? Vishwam, Vishnu, Vashatkaraha. My goodness, can go on and on all these words. And so much this guy is stuck here. This guy is also, we thought he moved a little, but then still there also he's stuck because lack of time. No, Guruji, Kali Yuga, people don't have time. And we give excuse also. See, for everything we do, we justify. One thing we are good at is justifying what we do. Bah. So nice. I'm so happy. We justify what we do. This guy also justifies. Shruti Para Darshanam. Having obtained all these things, then what happens? Yes, yaha tu. Sorry, yaha swatma muktiyai na yateta mudadihi. You understand all these things. Uh, yeah, na yatet. He doesn't make an effort. Na yatet. Yatna nahi karta hai. Prayatna karo kuch na kuch. Na yatet. For what? Swatma muktiyai. Swatma muktiyai. Swamiji says, some people come to me, they're all 65, 70, and then they ask me, Swamiji, what is the goal of life? What is the goal of life? So, see, nothing wrong. Better sooner than later, Better late than never, right? Sorry, later than never. Yeah, better late than never. That is better. So, when am I going to know the goals of life? And then when am I going to think about it? I need some time to think about it. The body should cooperate. As I get older, the body also begins to, demand attention, more and more attention. And so they say you have to ask this question early on, then because then disciplined life is required. Then Shravanam, Mananam, and all will come. So much is there. He said once, I remember, he said, those days at least people got married a little early. So that by the time they're 45, etc., they already have grandchildren. And all those problems are already just pushing them from all directions. So at least by 50, this guy says, well, come on, I need something. I need a break. So at least that is there. But these days, that also is not there. Like that Swami was saying. But he also said, no, I'm not favoring early marriages and all that, he says. Okay. So So when am I going to ask this question? So this guy, na yateta, swatma mukti, mukti, self liberation. I don't know how to translate all these things. Swatma mukti, one's own freedom, one's own liberation. When this guy is going to make an effort, he does not make an effort. Na yateta, mudadhihi. So it's a massive shift, correct? It's a big shift. That's why we are talking about time. It's a cognitive shift, right? Because this life is all karma kanda marga, pravritti marga. Pravritti. Pravritti means what? Dharma artha kama. They drag me. They pull me. Naturally pulls every human being. Security. I want security. There's no human being in the world who cannot say, who will not say, I don't want security. I am happy being insecure. Not possible. Nobody can say that. So I want some security, and then we have ideas about security, how to get, how to secure oneself. Okay, secure oneself. Then kama also same thing category. This is called pravritti marga. Beautiful word they use in Sanskrit. Very technical, very crystal clear definition. Pravritti means dharma, artha, and kama. Doing karma, getting karma phalam. Doing karma, getting karma phalam. Cause, effect. This is called pravritti. That's it. Anything for which I have to do something so that I can get something is called pravritti marga. That's it. Entire life, this is all I know. There is nothing else other than this I know. Because Shakra is going to come. Shortly is going to, in this shloka, is it? Yeah. Atma mukti na labate. See, here, na yateta. Here he doesn't talk about what is that moksha, how that moksha is to be got. He doesn't talk about. Next 2 or 3, he's going to say. But here, that mukti is such an important thing. It doesn't come in this category of pravritti at all. It is called nivritti. Even though we say 4 purusharthas, they can't all be clubbed and in one bucket, one group. It's 2 separate groups. Pravritti. This is what nivritti. Nivritti. Some girl is there. I met. She is a girl, young girl. Her name is Nivritti. So that means then I asked the parents, how did you name her Nivritti? Nice name it is because it means very. It's for us. It's so meaningful. She said, I don't know. I don't know. If karma was favoring them, somehow somebody said Nivritti is a good name, and she named it. They named Nivritti. So Nivritti. So now Nivritti is what? It is not the pursuit like Dharmartha Kama. It is trying to understand Dharmartha Kama's limitations. That's what Nivritti is. It is saying, I know exactly what Artha is, I know Kama is, I know what Dharma is, but I need to know that that will not help me get moksha. Liberation and Dharma, Artha, and Kama are not connected at all. And therefore, what? Opposite of pravritti is what? Nivritti. Nivritti. And so that's what we're going to. Whole text is about that only anyway. So we don't need to dwell too much on that right now. And so this guy is called what? He doesn't work towards moksha, and he's a mudadihi. Mudadihi, buddhi, muda buddhihi, muda buddhihi, yasya saha mudadihi. One whose mind or intellect is clouded, is confused, is deluded. Not fool. We don't want to use the word fool here. Hey, mood. So not that kind of fool here. We want to be clear here that there is confusion. No clarity at all is there about life. About all these, purusharthas, no clarity is there. So that person, that is what we want to say here. Mudadihi means person who's not clear about the purpose of life, goals of life, nothing is clear at all. And so Nivritti. So Nivritti is important. Why? Because if you carefully analyze this our lives, you'll find that Okay, I want family, I want money, I want a job, I want all these things so I can secure myself. That's fine. That's an idea we have. But finally, we 1 week sooner or later we come to realize that I'm looking for Ananda. I'm looking for Ananda. I want to be happy. That's all. Peace of mind. Just give me peace of mind, Guruji. That's all I want. All these things, they don't mean anything. Hey, peace of mind means what? Joy. The guy comes and says, the guy comes and says, I'm going to give up my life. You give up your life? Really? Yes. Why? Because I lost all my money. I lost everything. I bet on something and it's gone. It's all gone. How much did you lose? I lost 20 lakhs rupees. Means 200,000 rupees. Sorry, not 200,000. Is it 200,000? Yeah, I think so. Lakhs,
2
20
million.
lakhs.
2
No,
million.
2 million
2
rupees.
million.
2 million rupees. Yeah, I lost 2 million rupees. And so then I'm going to give up my life. Then I tell him, really? Okay, okay, don't worry about 20 lakhs. I have a way in which you can make 20 lakhs quickly. Okay, really? Okay, really? Really means what? Now, suddenly the idea of giving up life is not there. He's forget. It's gone. Correct? Really? That question really itself means what? Really? That means tell me more about that. That means what? This guy really doesn't want to give up life and all that. He's giving up. Nobody wants to give up life. Period. Person who wants to commit suicide also because the person feels helpless, utterly helpless, so vulnerable, so depressed, and feels that I'll be happier dead than alive. Correct? I'll be happier dead than alive. That's it. I want to be happy. That's it. I want to get rid of this depression, this sorrow. I want to get rid of. That is what the person wants, really speaking. That getting rid. Finally, getting rid is the key driver for us. And so that nivritti also, the word indicates getting rid. Nivritti. Pravritti is going after this what do you call that? Killer instinct, going after something. With a killer instinct, you go. They say killer instinct. I don't like that word, but going after something. But nivritti is what? Getting rid of something or moving away from something. Really speaking, we want to get rid of sorrow. Finally, Atmanastu Kamaya Sarvam Priyam Bhavati. I think in this class I may have mentioned it. In this class only I mentioned, no? Yajnavalkya Maitri story? No, not in this class.
First class.
Kaivalya.
Kaivalya Upanishad.
Kaivalya
In the
Upanishad.
Kaivalya.
Upanishad class.
Upanishad class. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's the thing about all this parallel classes going on. I have to keep track of where I said what. And so anyway, the idea is that whatever I do is for my sake only. For my sake only. I love somebody means it's for my sake. Like that, Yajnavalkya teaches Maitreyi, his wife, saying that, hey, don't think all these things are all, they're all jada. All objects in this world are jada. So nobody can really give you happiness. You think that they give you happiness. Okay, fine, good. At least if you have some people that make you happy, that's a great start for life. That's really punyam only. And then make use of that. Make use of that and come to the Shastra. Make use of that. Stabilize yourself and come to the Shastra and understand that this joy, etc., is not coming from outside. It's the nature, your own nature is joy. Like that, we saw many times. We'll continue to see it again. And so, so this getting rid, the nivritti, why I said all this, nivritti margaha. Nivritti margaha, only Shastram can help us. Nobody else can help us. Because only Shastram has identified it. And unless somebody knocks me on my head and says, come on, no, I'm not going to listen to all these things. Because everybody around me also is pravritti marga only, dharmartha kama. There's no chance. Oh, accidentally I came across moksha. This accidental moksha and all is not going to work. Accidental. That accident, what tell me what that accident is? Accidentally, I attended a talk. My friend took me to a talk and I found it to be enjoyable. Okay, fine. That source, that is the source. That's what we mean by Shastram. That is Shastra. Wherever you heard it, it is Shastram talking to you. Some paperback, airport. We had no time. We had all the time. Phone calls also, nobody's calling. Signal not there. And so you can't do anything much. Even WhatsApp is idle. This iPhone gives you something it says. Periodically it comes up with a message saying your on-screen time is so many hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that it says. I think it's measuring all these things. All the time it's unlocked and all, it's measuring all these things. These people are just wasting time on so many things. Can you see all this? It measures and tells you this data. And then on-screen time. Last week it was this. This week it is this. And if you're traveling, airport means now that on-screen time is reduced. So now what do? You look around like this and you spot likes. What do you like? How many donuts can you eat? You can't eat too many donuts also. You already finished off 3 donuts, 4 donuts. Now what to do? The bookstore is there. Bookstore. And book, it's been a long time since you read books because WhatsApp only you hold. Only you've forgotten what a book is. Book is forgotten. You forget what is this bookstore. Book is forgotten. Why will I go to a bookstore? Please tell me. And the only thing I know to hold is an iPhone. And you're standing in front of a bookstore. Still, I've not forgotten how to read, so I can read this stuff. So I read all these things, and all these Swamis are there, and the Patnaik is there, and this Mahabharata retold and all is there. And if all these interesting titles are there, really, people are still writing books these days. I see. I didn't know that. Yeah, you've been downloading PDFs, no? Then somebody has to write that PDF. Who wrote it? Did you write it? No, that means somebody else wrote it. And so people are busy. They are working. They're thinkers out there. And so then finally picked something up, and then something you got interested in, and then slowly you bought that book, and then you said, this is too much, and then it pulled you into something different. That is possible. That is possible. That's punyam. Punyam also. And that's all Shastra. It's all Shastra. Because the guy who wrote that book also got the idea not by himself. He can't patent this idea. Moksha can't be patented, by the way. What happens if you patent moksha? Did anybody try it? I don't know. We have to ask somebody. We have to go to the patent office and then check with them and see if somebody has patented this thing. Advaita, patent kar sakte hain ya nahi? I don't know how that will work. So they know that this is all coming. It's a pravaha. It's a sampradaya. And so that's nivritti. So this Buddha-diji, deluded, confused guy, and he doesn't take advantage of all these things. He doesn't take advantage of the good books that are there in the airport. That also he doesn't know. Then what is he called as? Saha. Look at this. Saha. Saha means he or she, doesn't matter. Saha, he, Atmaha. My God, what a word Shakracharya uses. Atmaha. There is a dhatu in Sanskrit called ha. All this himsa and all comes from that dhatu only. Himsa, hanana kriya, hanti, nayam hanti na hanyamane sharire. Second chapter, Bhagavad Gita, we studied. Nayam hanti. Hanti means kills, killing. Hananam, hurting. So here, Shakracharya is saying, this guy is a Atmaha, killer of Atma, killer of oneself, one who commits suicide. That is the meaning of Atmaha. What a word it is. What a word it is. Atmaha. Why? Because he's going after Anatma. Dharma, Artha, and Kama are what? They're all Anatma only it is. So if I keep going after Anatma, that means what? I am essentially excluding Atma from my life. Okay? I have essentially removed Atma from my life, which is equivalent to just quote unquote killing the self, killing this beautiful life, wasting this beautiful life that has been given. And we saw this in studying Bhagavad Gita. We saw another Upanishad where the Upanishad says the same thing. Chakra is rephrasing it. He says, Ihache davedit atha satyamasti. Correct? Ihache davedit atha satyamasti. Means what? Hey, if the person has understood Avedit Iha, means in this life, Manushya Janma, Iha. Avedi, the guy got it. Ata Satyam Asti. Satyam Asti. Then purpose of life is served. Then Atma Satyam. From Mithya I have come to Satyam. Ata Satyam Asti. Nachediha Vedin. Nached. If not, Nachediha Vedin. Mahati Vinashtihi. Upanishad says this. Mahati Vinashtihi. Great loss. Great loss, Upanishad says. And so, I think, I don't know, I think Shankara is connecting it to that shloka, Atmaha, Mahati Vinashtihi. Felicite Mokshamu. See, classical music, those of you who know classical music, you're blessed because classical music, a lot of Vedanta will be nicely hiding. And it's just whether it is north or south. South Indian classical, Annamacharya writes this song, my favorite song it is. Telisite mokshamu teliyakunna bandhamu. That's it. 4 words. Telisite mokshamu teliyakunna bandhamu. That's it. In 4 words, Annamacharya has summarized life. And he says, mokshamu. Telisite mokshamu means what? If you know it, you're free. If you know it, you're free. Teliyakunna bandhamu. If you don't know it, then I'm bound to this dharmartha and kama. I'm bound. I'm bound. That means what? It indicates there is something about moksha which involves knowing. Knowing what? Knowing what I don't know, in this case, knowing what I don't know about myself. About myself. I know everything about non-me. Non-I, I know so much. I can keep on gaining more and more and more. And more knowledge I gain, I become a scholar of the non-me, non-I, anatma. But Atma is still hiding. Still there waiting to get my attention. Okay, that's why he's saying here, Sahi Atmaha. And he explains Atmaha. So look at this. Swam Vinihanti. Swam Vinihanti. So he says, destroys oneself. Literally, Swam Vinihanti. Look at that Hanti also is Ha only. So Swam Vinihanti destroys oneself completely. Okay? Because this is only life where I can pursue this. What is the difference between me and an animal? Animal also seeks security. I'm also seeking security. Okay, I have different ways of seeking security. And I can have security people also. I can have security cameras also. So much security now I can do. Animals cannot do that. They don't need that also. But they also want security. It's running. When its life is in danger, it just runs. Otherwise, it defends. It knows how to defend itself. So it survives somehow. Kama, there for the animal also. So what's the difference between me and an animal? I am also seeking security, animal seeking security. And I also have more and more special ways of getting pleasure. Animal also wants simple pleasures, like sitting under the tree when it is hot. Simple pleasures it also wants. So what's the difference now? I'm more sophisticated. Ah, that means I'm confused. That means I'm confused. That means what? I'm looking at technology and all this material progress and thinking that somehow that is what distinguishes the human being from the animal, correct? And it's a nice trap, I think. Nice trap it is, I think. It makes us want to more advance ourselves even more. Nothing wrong at all with all these things. Material advancement, nothing. We have no problem with it. Good. It makes life comfortable. It makes us at least download some Vivekachoodamani and then read it when you're traveling. Hey, that's possible or not? So it's advances only it is. Okay. So therefore, finally what is the difference between animal and human being? Dharma. Sometimes we say dharma is unique. Punyam papam and all is unique, we say. But no, that also is not unique because animal also is punyam and papam. Next janma, that guy is going to be born and sitting next to you somewhere. You might be 60, he is 20, the grandchild is there. Yes or no? The animal deer is born as a human being now, our own grandchild. Possible or not? It's possible. So now deer is sitting next to me. Deer is sitting next to me. Means what? The one who was a deer before is sitting next to me. And so this idea about animal human also is very superficial difference it is. Superficial. Just superficially, okay, they can't think like we do. They are very instinctual. They just get what they want, they just sleep and then they do the same thing. Okay, that's all fine. But finally, it doesn't may distinguish me from an animal. That's why I think we can be born as an animal later. Janma is a durlabham trayame vaitat manushyatvam. So I think that is why we can be born as an animal also. Otherwise, if we are quote unquote very different, how should that different person? Why should that different person be born as an animal? Tell me. There can't be any reason. But yeah, the reason is that. So this pure logic about superficial logic should not distract us. And so here, uh, swam vinihanti asat grahat. That also we talked about asat grahat by quoting the Brihadan that mantra from I don't know where it is, that ihached avetit atas satyam asti. Satyam. So once I acknowledge that there is something called Atma and I have to go after Atma, then Satyam asti. What about all these things? They're all Asat. Asat Grahat, because the guy is holding on to Asat, holding on to all these things. It's one thing to say, I need certain things to help myself. Perfect. Do it. But thinking that they are the be all end all, that is what is the goal in my life, is totally wrong. They are a means for comfort. Good. Means for comfort. If I understand that it's a means for comfort, not a means for moksha, then my life will be totally different. Correct? So, Asad Grahat. That is what he's saying here. So he said that again, highlighting Narajanma, Manushya Janma, and which is Durlabham. Then he uses three words, Pumspam, Manushyatvam, Manushya Janma, and Shruti Paradarshanam. You say these are all great qualities, still the person does not make an effort. Swami, I remember he once said, this guy must get a Nobel Prize for foolishness, something like that. Okay, Muda Dihi means that's what it is. And so that person is just committing suicide, it says here, Sadgraha, by holding on to all these things and not willing to come out of that thinking. All right, let's chant the next sloka. I think translation, you have it right here in your notes. So we'll chant the next one. Patantu Shastrani. Yeah, Haraprasad.
Yeah. Come again, Mahodaya.
Patantu Shastrani.
Patantu Shastrani.
Yajantu Devan. Yajantu Devan.
Yajantu Devan.
Kurvantu Karmani.
Kurvantu Karmani.
Bhajantu Devataha.
Bhajantu Devataha.
Atmaikya Bodhena.
Atmaikya Bodhena.
Vina Muktihi.
Vina Muktihi.
Na Siddhyati.
Tassiddhyate.
Brahma Shatantarepi.
Come again.
Brahma Shatantarepi.
Dharma Shatanta.
Brahma
Brahma
Shatantarepi.
Satantarepi.
Yeah. Now he's switching gears, Chakracharya. He's now saying, I've told you the word mukti and all that. Mukti, moksha. It means moksha. And the same dhatu in Sanskrit. And so now he's going to quietly, he's introducing a very important idea of what this moksha is, or how this moksha is to be gained. Like that, he's going to mention. Karma. Again, back to Dharma Artha Kama. That's why Purushartha understanding is so important. We keep repeating it, but when we repeat it, we understand the limitations of karma. So, Artha is there, security. I can get security in many ways. Many ways. Anything you say, there are many ways of getting that. Obviously, education means what? Broad it is. What do you want? Education. What do you mean by education? High school. Okay, high school. Many ways of going to high school. Any number of schools you can go, and you can get a high school degree. Then what? College. College means what? What do you want to study? I want to get a degree in psychology. Okay, all right. So many colleges are there. So many cities are there. You can live in the same city and go to the same college here, or you can go to some other city, or you can go abroad. You can do so many ways. Many these days options are too much. I don't know how youth these days figure out these things. They must have some systems in place, I think. Counseling and all must be there. So many options are there. So many options. Okay, Kama, pleasure. Pleasure also, we have so many things. Pleasure industry. This entertainment industry is pleasure, Kama industry it is. Okay, industry is there. Why industry is there means that itself tells me that many ways for getting that pleasure. Okay? Getting a break from the day-to-day grind, as they say. Okay, and so Kama, so many ways. Dharma is same as Artha and Kama. Dharma is future Artha, future Kama. Punyam, right? Punyam is for the future. Saving for the future, Artha. So same thing. All right. Many ways for Artha, many ways for Kama, many ways for Dharma. Moksha is there here. Nivritti. How many ways are there to get moksha is the question. How many ways are there? Sanatana Dharma is a very broad-minded religion. And so there are so many paths to moksha. So many devatas are there, correct. So many languages are there, correct. Okay. And even Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, there itself there are three. Okay. So many. Everything is many. Correct. Many. Now, paths to moksha is where we have to discuss. It all depends on our definition of moksha. Definition. See, earlier what did I say? I want to be free from sorrow. Just give me peace of mind. Peace of mind. So means what? This sorrow is there, the depression that is there, that the lack of joy, the frustration that is there, which creates all the so-called sorrow. I don't want. I don't want to be sorrow. That's it. Everything else I'm fine with. That means what? That means in this moment of joy, you know what happens in a moment of joy? Happiness, when I say I'm happy, somebody says I'm happy now. This happiness, what it does is it it essentially removes all idea of division in my mind. Division means what? What is division? Division. So karta, karma, division is there. Or I, you, division is there. I, that, division is there. I, they, division is there. Subject, object, division is there. Everything division. Okay. Me and the boss, division is there. Me and husband, wife, division is there. Okay. And I have to go somewhere. Go somewhere means what? That place is different from this place. This is why I have to go. I'm here, I'm not there. I have want to be there, therefore I have to go. This whole karma rests on the idea of division. Division. And what happens in a moment of joy, this sense of division disappears. Disappears completely. Let me repeat that again. In any moment of joy, the idea of division and therefore an idea of separation from the whole disappears. Separation from the whole. I am now a small being and I have to make it out. I need artha. I need karma. I need. Because I'm just something this much. I'm a small speck in the universe and I have to protect myself also. Therefore, the thinking is there like that. So that division causes me to do pursue this pravritti marga is driven by the idea of division. The child that is born doesn't have this idea of this, does not have the idea of division. If baby is born, okay, baby is born, it knows nothing. All it does is looks and smiles like this. That's it. Tell me what reason it has to smile at you. Did you do any favor to this child? Huh? You only now you are holding the child. What favor have you done? Please tell me. Nothing. And you don't know how to take care of the child also. New parent is there. What do we know? Nothing they know. Okay? And simply you're holding the child is smiling. Child has no clue. Zero. It has no idea of division. That is why this child just grows up. It has no idea of division. In fact, the child doesn't know hand, leg and all, my leg and all, doesn't know anything. It just keeps kicking, right? Then biting and all. That's it. He doesn't know. Hey, don't bite your hand. What are you talking? Your hand? What is hand? What is bite? Nothing the child knows. That's why we also don't use that language. We just enjoy the child. Child is also happy. Happy. This is all happy. Look at this. Then division starts. Slowly the child begins to recognize its limitations. Every time I ask something, mom is saying no. And I cry. No. And I cry again. I throw tantrum. And then this idea of division begins becoming more and more real. I go to the store and say, I want that. I pull this, and mom says, shut up. The child has no idea. No idea that this is different, that is different, this is a store, this is a house. Nothing. It has no idea at all. That is why it's grabbing at things. It says, what's the problem? What's your problem, mom? What's your problem, ma? You need to grow up a little more to understand my problem. You need to be more confused than who you are right now. Only then you will understand my problem. Right now, you're enlightened. You should not be so enlightened. If you're so enlightened, you're causing me a lot of problem and headache. Okay? That is why they talk about this terrible two. You know, this terrible two? This terrible two is a period when the child is just can't handle this whole idea. I want the whole world, okay? Why should I not want anything? Please tell me. I want to drive with the car. Dad, I want to drive the car. Tell me, only a child can say this. Because the pure innocence is okay, but that idea that these things are all, there is safety, this is not safe, that is fire will burn you, and this, that, all these ideas are not there. Not there. Ignorant, that is, ignorance is there, okay, a lot of ignorance about realities, yes, but the idea of division itself is not there for the baby. And the joy also, when we are in a status of joy, happy moment, just think about it. Happy moment may you have forgotten all the things that made you happy also. You have to come out of the happiness and say, I like this. This was a great experience. I went to Kutralam waterfalls, great experience. Or I went to Niagara waterfalls. It was a great experience. When you watch the Niagara, you will forget everything. Forget everything means what? Idea of division is not there. Dvaita Bhava is gone. That is the meaning of forgetting everything. Therefore, what I'm really seeking is Ananda. Shastram will convert Ananda to Ananta. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. That Anantam is what? Infinite. Limitless. I am limitless when I am in a moment of joy. I don't know it. I don't know it. That limitless I'm seeking. And I mistakenly say, if I go to a place, I'll be happy. If I have this relationship, I'll be happy. If I have that food, I'll be happy. All these ideas I have. And so my ideas of happiness is all what? an idea of a group of things out there that will make me happy. And now I have to come out of that idea. Come out of that idea. Shankara is going to say that you have to come out of the idea, because you are the only source of Ananda. You're not going to get Ananda ever if you're looking for it out there. So what that is called, that is why he's going to say, Atma Aikya Bodhena Vina Vimuktihi na Siddhyati. Then he's going to introduce the idea of this Atma Aikya Bodhena. Means what? This non-division. Jiva Brahma Aikyam. Okay. Jiva Brahma Aikyam means what? There's absolutely no division between me and the universe. Me and God, there's no difference at all. That is the truth also. If that were not the truth, that division can never disappear. Division is real. Division is not real. It is as though division. As though division. Okay. That is where we are going to. Shankaracharya slowly taking us there. He's saying, Patantu Shastrani Yajantu Devan. You can study whatever Shastras you want. Shastram need not be Vedanta Shastram at all. Any Shastram. Shastram means all intellectual texts that have meaningful, that give me artha, that give me kama. Everything is Shastram. Veda Shastram, Karma Kanda Shastram. Patantu Shastrani Yajantu Devan. Yajantu Devan. So we are all, the Vedic culture is a very, very thought out culture. And so they realize that, for me to survive, I need so many things. From air onwards, needed. You can't take air for granted. No pollution and all. Look at that. Delhi pollution, they say. And these people sitting in Coimbatore wondering, what is this? How are people living in Delhi like that? We think. And how sad it is. You can't even just stay. I want to stay put means you can't stay put. So pollution, air cannot be taken for granted. And so Vayu Devata, Varunaha, water cannot be taken for granted. You have to protect the sources of water. You have to protect the flora and fauna, because everything has an impact on everything else. Everybody is impacting everything else. That is why Krishna says, Devan Bhavayata Nena Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha Parasparam Bhavayantaha Shreyaf Paramavapsyatha. He says, Devan Bhavayatan. Hey, you take care of the Devas. Only then Devas will take care of you. They need you and you need them. Parasparam Bhavayantaha Shreya. Then help yourself that way. Then you can come to moksha. Moksha will automatically come once you do your job. So no question of ignoring life. No question of leading a very, what do you call it, a mechanical life. No question. So that Yajantu Devan. Varuna Devata is there, Surya Devata is there, Indra Devata is there, Chandra Devata. Everybody is a Devata. Everybody has a role to play. They are not simply some inert objects out there. Yajantu Devan. Okay. Kurvantu Karmani. Vajantu Devataha. Atmaikya Bodhena Vina Vimuktihi na Siddhyati. Brahma Shatantarepi. We'll discuss this. Very interesting ideas are coming. And so, it's 7:30 now here. So slowly you can see Shankaracharya taking us through this process. Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Kale Vashatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Kshobarahitah Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaha Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om